Hello friends, today I'm going to discuss with you the topic which is nanotechnology. And actually if we talk about the meaning of nanotechnology, then it is a field of research and innovation which deal with the which concerned with the building things, or we can say materials and devices at a very atomic, or we can say molecular level. So we know that at such a microscopic level, the normal laws of physics and chemistry they do not no longer apply at these particles. And if we try to compare these particles with normal, then a nanometer is around 1 billionth part of a meter. It is around 10 times higher than 10 times greater than the diameter of a hydrogen atom. And if we talk about the size, we can say diameter of average human hair, it is around 80,000 nanometers. So, at such a microscopic level, the normal laws of physics and chemistry do not hold good. At instance, materials characteristics such as the audio, the strength, the resistance, the color, all these types of things, they do substantially changes between nanoscale and macroscopic level. And now, if we talk about the carbon nanotubes, then we know that carbon nanotubes are 100 times more stronger than the normal steel, and it is at the same time 6 times lighter than the normal steel particle. So, these are some of the things about the nanoparticle. And now, let us move forward. Actually, through this nanotechnology, we can be easily able to increase the efficiency of our energy consumption all around the world. And it can also help us in coping different types of issues, like cleaning the environment, can help us in a major health in resolving major health issues in today's time. And it can also significantly increase the industrial production, and can also significantly reduce the cost of the production in our industries, and so that it can also be helpful. And the particles, or we can say products made up of the nanotechnology, can also be very cheaper, lighter, yet more effective than the normal atoms. And definitely it can create a lot of changes in our environment, and we can help it by a lot from these particles. We can say nanotechnology and nanoparticles. And now let us move to the application of these nanoparticles, or we can say nanotechnology. Okay, I will try to share with you one by one all the applications of nanotechnology. Let us start one in the electronic sector. We know that these nanotubes can be replaced by silicon, can be replaced with silicon in making of the microchips, we can say microchips, and these will be higher effective, less costlier than the normal silicon chips. And we can also made some nanowires, and these can also be very beneficial, very resistant, very tough as compared to the normal silicon particles. And if we talk about the graphene, actually graphene is a allotrope of carbon, and the graphene can be used in production of flexible touch screen. So this can also be helpful in the electronic sector. And now let us move to the second point, which is energy sector. Actually, a new type of we can say nanoparticles, new type of nanoparticles are discovered by Kyoto University in Japan. And actually they invented some types of solar cells from nanotechnology, and these solar cells can increase the amount of sunlight produced into electricity. Actually, they can double the amount of electricity which strike on the solar panels. So that we know that there are a lot of distant places around in India and also around the world, and there is not electricity present at these places. So this can also be helpful. We can distribute these types of solar panels to these people, and that can be helpful for the electricity production in all around the world. And now, if we talk about the wind generation, we can say windmills. So this nanotechnology can also be used in production of light, yet more effective and less costlier windmills, and this can also be used in fuel efficiency and energy increase the energy efficiency of our products all around the world. So this will be a lot of beneficial in the energy sector, this nanotechnology. And now let us move to the next one, that is biomedicine. This nanotechnology can be used in diagnosis and detection of the neurodegenerative disease like cancer. And we know that the biggest problem with cancer cells is that the normal medicine, they don't differentiate between the normal human cells and the destructive, or we can say bad, cancer cells. But there are some types of robots in the nanotechnology which can easily able to differentiate between normal cancer cells and the normal, we can say, sorry, normal not, but the cancer cells and the normal human cells in the body. And this can easily differentiate between them, and can easily able to attack particularly on the cancer cells. So this is something related to biomedicine. And we can also use nanoparticles in sunscreen, and this sunscreen can be used in pharmaceutical products and different types of things. So this is all about the biomedicine part. And now if we move to the food aspect, in the food area, then actually there are sensors. Biosensor These biosensors can be used in detection of the pathogens present in the food. And there are also or biocompositors. These biocompositors can be used to increase the food production by increasing the thermal conductivity, or we can say thermal and normal resistivity of the food production capacity, so that food production can be increased by these biocompositors. And we can also use these nanoparticles to detect the demand of oxygen in the packaged foods. So these are some of the things about food aspect. And if we talk about the textile, actually these nanoparticles can also be a lot of helpful in the textile field. And we know that through this nanotechnology, we can easily able to produce a lot of textile products, and these or we can say clothes, and these clothes can never strain nor wrinkle produce in these particles. And we know how these clothes can be helpful for the humanity, or we can say for the human beings, because we know that still there are a lot of places all around the world, and in that places people do not have access to normal water. We can say there is a lack or scarcity of water all around these places. So that if we know that if we able to produce these types of clothes, then we don't have to wash the clothes, and generally we can use them again and again, and by we can clean these clothes normally usage, or we can say normal clothes. So this will a lot of beneficial for the people or the countries in which there is a lack of water, like we have in Africa. There are many countries which are desert areas, so that these clothes, I think, can be helpful for these people and the people of these countries. And we can also use this nanoparticle in production of textiles, which can be used in making up of the helmets, and in the sports field. And we know that a tough particles, or we can say tough clothes and materials is required in production of these sports and helmet things. So we can also produce some more resistive, some more strengthful particles, or we can say clothes, or we can say textiles, which can be used in the helmet production and also in the sports production. So these can also be beneficial for us in terms of the sports field. Now let us move to the next and the most important one aspect of the nanotechnology. Actually, we know that there are a lot of disasters in the past related to the oil spill in the rivers and in the seas, and we know this is also a lot of disasterful for the environment of the water, and a lot of we know animals and creatures of the water, they suffer from all these types of things. And this is also bad for our environment, because we know we are also dependent on the a lot of food. We are also dependent in terms of food on the seas. So these can also destruct the environment, and also can cause a lot of health issues for the humans. And in the past, following the deep sea horizon disaster in 2010, the researchers from the State University of New York, Stony Brook, he developed a type of nanogrid, photocatalytic nanogrid, which is a which is made up of photocatalytic copper, titanium oxide, and it is actually photo sensor, or we can say photo sensitive. And whenever we put these types of photocatalytic cells in the presence of sunlight, they react with the sunlight, and they produce the harmful oil, or we can say crude oil particles into they change into them into biodegradable particles. And then that there are a lot of creatures these can biodegrade these oil particles in the seas. And this can also be helpful for our environment, for cleaning the environment. Also there are a lot of aspects related to that, like we can use nanotechnology in cleaning of water. We can use this in treatment of sewage water. So we can also use this in cleaning of our environment, cleaning of air. There are a lot of cities in India which are suffering from bad air pollution. So nanotechnology can also help us in reducing the air pollution all around the India. So I think these are some of the major aspects of nanotechnology. Hope you all are You hope you all enjoyed that, and if you think that you have enjoyed my video and you get something from that, some knowledge from that, do not forget to subscribe the channel and press the bell icon and like the button. Okay, thank you to you all. Have a nice day.